you got Tariq Nasheed gaining such a following because he's abusive in his verbiage, he's abusive in his rhetoric, and he's here to divide. And his psychology is that of a pimp. All of his books prior to his Black liberation, Black nationalist, Black power movement, all his books was about being a player and a pickup artist.
So here we are again. So now this time it's Deante Cow. Now I told you guys, these guys say that they want everything to be inclusion, all inclusion, right? So they want us to be all inclusive while they carry their flags and they gatekeep their own culture, but we got to leave our door wide open. There has to be an open door policy. The minute we start doing exactly what they do, I told you it's going to be a problem. And some of these people is going to be people that's homegrown, right here from the soil. Now, I'm hearing that he's biracial, and a lot of his biracial side is coming out. I don't really know too much about this cat, but I seen him, and I seen many like him that talk the way that he talks, right? So he goes after Tariq Nasheed, but think about it, right? Everything is one-sided. I told you guys, the Pan-Africans can do whatever they want to do. These other immigrants come, they can say whatever they want to say about Black Americans, but we are not allowed to have our own voice because you're not supposed to have a culture. You are supposed to be just wayward people, right? Wayward people that need direction. And everybody's supposed to come and tell you what to do. The minute you start thinking for yourself, you become a problem to everybody else because your dysfunction is profitable for everybody else. This is why they never, ever, 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 ever promote the positivity of Black culture. They only talk about your underbelly, right? I mean, it's so bad that these groups come here and they say that they don't have a problem saying that they're not Black. They don't have a problem saying that you came here on slave ships as cargo. They say all kinds of disparaging things about you.
I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers or anything, but am I the only person, Black African-American person, who remembers when anybody else who was a part of the African diaspora used to differentiate themselves from us? Like, oh, I'm not Black, I'm Jamaican. I'm not Black, I'm Haitian. I'm not Black, I'm Panamanian. But now it's like, bro, we're all Black. I don't know.
I don't identify myself as a Black person anymore. I identify myself as a Jamaican person. I'm Jamaican.
I've always identified as a Grenadian.
American one, and I'm not Black. Everybody was shocked at that statement. Like, you're not Black? What are you then? Like, I'm a person. What is Black? So what are you? Yellow, like lemonish green? What is that?
With? It's difficult because I don't identify as being Black. Also, like I was...
I'm not Black, I'm African.
They're not Black?
No. It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? I came in a plane, they came in chains. Yeah. I'm passenger in their cargo.
And I was 17 to go to college. So I will start off with the fact that I never really saw myself as a Black person growing up. I still don't. Of course, it's something.
I'm not Black. This is Black. I'm not Black. I'm not African either. I live in Africa. I'm Somali. I speak Somali. This is my flag.
I don't like this. Like, why are you telling me I have to do this because I'm Black when it's been already pointed out that I'm Haitian? Why do I now have to submit to this idea of being Black? That makes absolutely no sense to me. And that's what you don't get. A lot of people are...
Black. I have never and will never identify myself as Black. And I'll elaborate as to why I'm saying this, because this is needed in so you can pretty much understand that just because I look like you, that does not mean I identify myself as such. So for instance, sweetheart, I am Congolese.
But they do all this while at the same time wanting to identify with your culture, right? But at the same time saying that you don't have a culture. But they want to latch on to your accomplishments and your worldly influence and say that, well, yeah, that comes from African culture. What you're doing is started in Africa and you brought it to America and it evolved in America. But because you are African DNA, all of that stuff was on the continent first. These are the things that they say while at the same time saying that you don't have a culture. While at the same time saying don't be around those people. So they want your rhythm but not your blues. Right? They want to be a part of what you're doing, but then don't want to be associated with you at the same time. These are the things that they do. That's why they talk like this.
Yeah, I'm a child of African immigrants, and I'm gonna just say the reason why like most people, like most Africans, like see you as African is because like just like literally looking at your features, like you carry the bloodline of peoples who evolved to survive and are indigenous to Africa. Like when we see you, we don't like we're not looking at a European. We're looking at somebody who's indigenous to the continent where we came from.
Hold on, let me respond to that because that would align with what I said before. That's superficial, right? Just, oh, you look like me, right? That's just not enough to try and erase someone's entire lived experience. Like from 400 years, our paths have diverged, right? And so just looking like you is not enough to just try and reclaim us as something else when we've lived completely different lives for the past 400 years and have had completely different admixtures going on, right, for the past 400 years. But go ahead with your second point.
Yep. The second point is that Black Americans are like a lot of Africans are too prideful to admit it, but Black Americans are a cultural like superpower. Like you guys have a lot more influence than a lot of people realize. And like if you were to identify like as African actively, like it would bring like a lot more like credibility and like respect.
Oh my God!
To, like,
so they want to take our fucking like they want to take our sparkle, like they want to.
Not
like,
that it's just that it's like something you could be proud of.
They need to put in
like
the work.
it's not wanting to take away your like what you built, but it's just that it's something that an African can be proud of. Like these people who have accomplished this and this, like are also like from the same lineage as us. Like that's all it is. It's just like a pride thing. Like
So they want to basically, they just want to grow themselves onto like the good shit. Like they want our rhythm, but not our blues.
Now this Deante Kyle dude says some very disparaging things, right? Some very disparaging things about FBA, saying that we don't do anything, we ain't doing nothing offline. Now remember, y'all, FBA is a lineage. It's not a gang or just one group of people. It's a lineage of people. So you got FBAs in the Black Church, FBAs that are Hebrew Israelites, FBAs that's in the Nation of Islam, FBAs that's Sunni Muslims. You got FBAs that practice Buddhism. You got FBAs that are sellouts. You got FBAs that are hardcore black first for their people. You got FBAs that's everywhere. Everybody don't agree. It's a lineage of people. You got FBAs that are in interracial relationships. You got FBAs that travel the world. They're doing different things, right? So people are outside doing stuff. But again, you are not allowed to self-identify. Everybody else can but you. And when you do it, it's a problem. So then you get guys like this that come on to his platforms and say, I told you the fight is going to be from within.
You got Tariq Nasheed gaining such a following because he's abusive in his verbiage, he's abusive in his rhetoric, and he's here to divide. And his psychology is that of a pimp. All of his books prior to his Black liberation, Black nationalist, Black power movement, all his books was about being a player and a pickup artist. Basically, he was trying to teach you how to be a pimp. Well, we know the pimp to pastor pipeline. A lot of niggas jump out the pimp and go straight into the pastor. That's the best thing smoking. But as things change, as cultures change and evolve, well, he just decided to do it in the Pan-African Black space and then dropped the Pan-Africanism. Hidden Colors was all about what was going on in Africa. All this acknowledgement of Africa. A film directed by him, produced by him. Extremely Pan-African film. What is the person who has this gift of gab, the pickup artist, the pimp, who has seen a righteous path but didn't see no money in that? Well, what do you got to do? You got to get back to pimping. But you're going to pimp minds. So what is the advocacy for? What is the abuse that he carries out? Separation versus inclusion. He wants the Black American to separate from global blackness. He wants you isolated here on your own. What do cult leaders do? They separate you. They promise you all these great things. They speak sweet nothings to you. He's gonna tell you about every accomplishment that the Black American has made, created, or been involved in. He's gonna continue to remind you and pump this false sense of superiority into you. Instead of being inclusionary, understanding that Africans have had a hand in some of the biggest inventions in this world. The mothers of civilization, the creators of arithmetic. But the thing is that that's not good for business. He tried it with Hidden Colors. It didn't hit the same. People were starting to get away from it because it's a hype, it's a feel-good moment, but there's nothing to capitalize on it. So then you get micro movements versus mass communal practices. What does the divider do? What does the abuser do? What does the cult leader do? What does the pickup artist turn African, Pan-African, turn hyper American patriot do? Separate, micro move, internet rhetoric surrounded by hate speech and fear-mongering. Black nationalism has parallels to white nationalism in the rhetoric of separatism and overlaps of the tribes of Judah that exist in supremacist groups as well. Some of the most radical supremacists also talk about the tribes of Judah. So they think their superiority is divine as well. So if you got the same talking points as East, the Fed.
So he called Tariq Nasheed a Fed. Elder Smalls alluded to the Feds coming to holler at Tariq. There's a lot of things, man. Listen, man. I found this out a long time ago in my community, right? When I roll through my community and I see that we don't own nothing for the most part in these communities, and I'm looking at these immigrants coming here and they owning all the property, they owning everything. Your dysfunction is in this marketplace, because the whole thing is a market. And in this marketplace, your lifestyle is predicated on their lifestyle is predicated on your dysfunction, man. You know, but I'm gonna tell you something that's funny. Now, all those people said they don't identify as black. You had a African man over there in the Horn of Africa, and he's talking about how when the Bedouins and the Arabs came in and took over the last couple hundred years, and they took over, he was saying that the black man, he's using the term black man, is indigenous to this land and this region. He's my complexion. And he's saying that these people were indigenous to that region, right? And he's using the term black man. So I want y'all to understand the correlation here. When a lot of these immigrants say that they're not black, they're not saying they're not black because they're identifying with their nationality. They're saying in America they're not black because they don't want to identify with you. They don't want to align themselves with you. Listen, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. They're saying that they're not black because they don't want to identify and align themselves with you. Because this brother, this Muslim African brother is overseas. He's identifying as a black man. He ain't been around no black Americans. He's identifying as a black man.
That the black people here in this land, it's not for the last 100 years or something like this. It's more than 1,000 of years. It was black. I know about the history of Beni Hilal. I know about the Zir Salem history. Everybody knows this. Most of the Bedouin here, most of them, they come from the Arab Gulf. They know, they can know they're not original here. They know that we are the original people here in this land. I'm here, original here for 1,000 years. But the other tribes, I want to talk about the Bedouin. The other tribes here, all the Bedouin here.
Other black Bedouins?
Not the black, even the white.
Even white Bedouin.
Not the Bedouin, there's no white Bedouin.
Yeah.
Bedouin, all black. It's not like me.
Yeah. Little lights, like
between white and
mixed.
All this tribe you see the Bedouin here, you tell them. Yeah. This will tell you I'm from Arab Saudia, the original. This tribe will tell you, yeah, I'm from north of Jordan. Everybody will tell you he's not original for in this land. He came, not me.
But you came. Did you originally?
They came. But me, I say I'm here. So they have to be clear. If you discuss with them, okay, they say, all of you come here, okay? Who was living this land?
They say it's a black man.
The black man. And before maybe 2000 there's the Hebrews. The Hebrews.
The Hebrews were black as well, right?
Yeah, there was in this land there was just the Bedouin, the black Bedouin like me, and the Hebrews.
Now that brother kept it real, right? But this is the thing: you still have people from Caribbean Africans talking trash, but then you have a sister that start calling out the Caribbean and African community, and a brother from the and another brother that's from the Congo. He kept it he kept it tall. He kept it 100. He said some real informative things, and I was proud of this brother. Because like I said, I don't hate Africans globally. There's a lot of good people globally. There's a lot of bad people globally. Everything moves in a balance in this place, and everything is happening at the same time. So I was very proud of this sister and this brother for having the heart to speak out against their people and call out things that Deante, Kyle, and all these other people won't call out.
The world is colorblind. I'm not a black man. Yeah. Look at my face. Yeah. I'm more like brown.
And I'm not black. Let me say that again. I am not black. Okay? Hear me out. Growing up, my mom absolutely hated when we refer to ourselves as black. She's like, you're not black, you're Nigerian.
It's like now that we're on the forefront, which we've always been, but now that it's really trending, it's like, I don't know. They want to claim it as theirs. But before, they had to make sure that everybody knew that they were foreign and they were not like us.
Hey, mommy, I don't think as Ethiopians we're ready to have the conversation that we love cosplaying African American when it benefits us, from permission to using the N-word to being credited for or profiting off of the ingenuity of Black Americans, you know, by blending in because of our skin color, i.e. people trusting, loving, and endorsing Black Americans for good food, music, language, fashion, social justice movements, arts, etc. Everything that erupted out of this beautiful culture. Basically, we love clout chasing African American culture for our own benefits, but when it really comes down to it, when it comes down to being black, we'll play model, citizen, immigrant in a hot second for our own convenience, forsaking our Black brothers and sisters for any opportunity. No, for even much less, for a man or a moment. Yeah. I don't think we're ready for that either. My bad.
Do you think there's a difference between financial Black American versus an African? Because I feel like even though I was born in Africa, most of my life was raised in America. I joined the military and I was ready to die for this country. Yeah. So technically speaking, I am African American.
Yeah, you are African American.
So do you think there's a difference between
those
two?
You deserve every bit of America that you fought for and did everything for. Yeah. But your ancestors ain't do nothing for this country. Be honest with us. Yeah. Let's be real. They got us here. If it wasn't for their hard work, if it wasn't for what
you are the resident African American right now.
If African Americans win in their struggle in the United States, that is a blueprint for us in Africa and the rest of the world. So with their struggle for reparations, it equals to the conversation about what Sudan needs from England, what Sudan needs from the Arab world, what Sudan needs from every other person that has been able to take a part of South Sudan.
So I'll say this in closing: we don't have no allies and no friends, man. Listen, this fight, when you're trying to create a new consciousness amongst people that's been conditioned to see the world through a certain lens, it's going to take a while. But what they need is repetition, constant, every day, until it becomes a new thing. You have to keep telling them every day, we're not moving like this. And the powers that be don't want change because it messes up their well-oiled machine that they got going on. A lot of people are getting fat off of FBA's dysfunction, right? And we want in now. Nickelback sold in the park. We want in. We taking back what's ours. We reclaiming the block now. The door is shut. The door is locked. The windows are shut. You can no longer just distract from us as if like that young girl said, right? Cosplaying as us. No, we calling it out. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.